Welcome back, traders. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. So, Bitcoin, get the chart up here for you guys. 1 second, what's going on here? I can't hear anything. Alright, let's get Bitcoin up here. All right, so Bitcoin, you know, holding in this this upsloping channel for right now. All right, we just closed the daily candle and the weekly candle. All right, I mean, we did get a little bit of rejection here on the close, but you know, we took out, or we recaptured some of those losses from yesterday. We didn't make a higher high on price. We are in, I would say we are in a little bit of a, you know, a short-term flag here, okay? We're going to take a look at the tether chart, and let's take a look at that real fast just to kind of get an idea of where we think markets are heading this week. Again, the weekly kind of closed above the 21 exponential moving average, but technically a lower candle body close than last week, so that's good. We are technically in a bear flag for the tether chart. However, what I am seeing here is that it's starting to make higher lows down here. All right, so something to be aware of, that it's making higher lows, is in a bearish consolidation for right now, right on the daily, and we could see this come to the supply line and get completely rejected. Obviously, that would be creating more upside in the market, which is what we want to see, obviously. We are triggering here on the daily, so just be aware that, yeah, I mean, the stochastics are looking like they might be starting to point up, all right, on the daily chart. So maybe some short-term downside here. We might, on Bitcoin, we might go test the bottom of this range. That's totally possible for us to come back down to this 21.6 area. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. So just be aware of those ranges, okay? We could just consolidate here as well. We don't have to go back down to test that, but on Friday the DXY did put in a weekly candle close, a strong weekly candle close, all right? I don't know what all this stuff is. What is this? I don't want to create a new chart. I want to duplicate a chart. Okay. We'll look at the DXY real fast. And yeah, you guys can see the DXY in some sort of wedge pattern here, and closed higher on the day, and also closed higher on the week. Okay, so we did engulf last week's candle. We are technically still below this parabola structure, so we'll see if we get rejection here that would be great to see for the markets going higher. All right, and you know, we don't want to be buying stuff up here, right, guys? This is an area where we want to be maybe selling stuff right on the weekly chart. So I'm actually not really too afraid about what this is doing, even if it does make one more leg up and make another, you know, higher high on price but lower high on the RSI. We can see this obviously get rejected at some point. It may not happen this week or next week, but maybe we'll see what ends up happening there. Okay, and the weekly is losing this positive momentum. Okay, hasn't crossed down just yet, but it's getting close. Okay, it's getting close, and we do have weekly bearish divergence. All right, but this isn't a major uptrend, so the weekly bearish divergence may not play out. It may not be as, may not perform as well, right? So we gotta monitor this chart. This is a very important chart to look at, and if the markets or if the dollar is going to keep rising, you know, assets could continue their downtrends. We'll see. Okay. I mean, technically, this did break this rising wedge structure on the RSI. All right. Again, sitting up here, you're not looking to long this thing up here, right? You would have wanted to buy the dollar all the way down here in December of 2020, or even in this red zone here in May of 2021, right? You don't want to be buying stuff up here, right? Just saying. Should be selling these dollars somewhere, all right? But let's go to the monthly chart. See the monthly chart, the white candles are here. After we had previous white candles, we did get, you know, the last bull market here in 2015 was a bottom, okay? Bitcoin got a nice run here, and then you guys know the 2017 run, right? From January 2017 to this low in February 18, we got a 1 year bull market, and then this bull market. So this could be catalyzing maybe the next run up, okay? Once this is done ripping. Something to pay attention to, of course. I don't know that this move is done yet completely, but you can see the RSI on the monthly is flatlining. Stochastic RSI is flatlining up here, and it's sitting up here at 80 on the RSI. So every single time it comes up to these 80 levels, we get movements down afterwards. All right. So in my opinion, I think a lot of these markets have locally bottomed out. All right. Just based off what I'm seeing on this chart, I would not be looking to buy this asset up here. Right. Again, we would look to be buying these assets down here. Right. Buying them down here. Okay. Keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. We are at the top of the RSI on the monthly chart of the DXY. All right. We'll see how that strategy plays out here over the course of the next couple weeks, couple months, right? So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. All right, we'll see how this plays out with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, in my opinion, is in this short-term bull flag here, and technically, you know, obviously, we're still in this bear flag overall until we break back above this, you know, $28,000 level, which we may not do right away. It might take some time. We might methodically move sideways or even come back down to test the bottom of this channel before going back up again. But I ultimately do think we will see this go and test this previous breakdown if we already get some short-term bullish movements in this market. All right, because if we go to like the 6-month chart, again, it really makes a lot of sense for Bitcoin to go at least to touch and test 28,000 if we were to go and make another, well, I don't know. If this comes up to here and it rejects it, you know, the next 6 months could result in, you know, maybe another move down if the markets get really, really bad. But I don't. The dollar and the tether chart aren't implying that right now. They're implying movements down on the monthly timescales. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. Can you check the repeat chart? Sure, we can check the repeat chart. Although you guys already know that I'm not really too keen on the repeat chart. I mean, yeah, it did really do well calling some of those tops. I will say it did do that. But we'll check the repeat chart for you guys. I also want to show you guys the rainbow chart. So the rainbow chart is why is it doing that? Okay, so the rainbow chart is not loading. There you go. The rainbow chart is you know, in this fire sale area here. All right, This is the long-term accumulation zone that has been the long-term accumulation zone for some time, and it's pretty much been holding true. All right, so we'll check the node, last node here. We'll also check the repeat chart. All right. So we were in capitulation, now we're back into this hope and fear territory. I'm not saying that this is done. We could come up to test this and come back into capitulation zone. Like, who knows what's going to end up happening, right? But we are still in long-term accumulation zones down here, all right? Yes, we will check the repeat chart. So the repeat chart is saying a move to 27K and then a dump to $12,000 by December. All right. We will see if we repeat this same cycle. Yeah, it's basically saying we top out around 27, 28K by August, end of August, and then dump it. Dump it by the end of the month, by end of October. Which could be. It could be doing that. Like I said, the 6-month chart doesn't look good. But monthly charts look okay. We may not even do this, guys. Like, I'm not going to necessarily rely on this, okay? Alright? Alright. There also was an exorbitant amount of volume that came in here on this monthly chart, more than we've ever seen on this chart. Although this is a finance chart, so maybe let's look at another chart here. One sec. Look at the all-time history index. Okay. So we're holding the 200-week moving average right now. We're actually holding above it. So that's good stuff. Every single time Bitcoin has come down to previous 200-week moving averages, this was signaling a bottom. All right. And as you guys know, we do have this triple MACD bullish divergence, and we're about to get a weekly cross-up. We haven't seen positive momentum come into Bitcoin since April really. All right, I am expecting some nice pushes here to the upside on Bitcoin, right, over the next coming weeks. Looking pretty good on this chart right now. All right. Again, we're in the red zone, man. The red zone is when you want to be accumulating long-term Bitcoin stuff. You guys already know what happens here, right? We break this RSI. We got a nice wedge formation on the RSI here. Lots of people can see this. You can even draw one from this top. And we're really close to breaking out of this short-term falling wedge structure on the RSI as well. All right. Hope some of you guys took these swing trades we posted in the alerts chat. We're up a decent amount on those right now, and it really would make a lot of sense for Bitcoin to at least come and test, these moving averages up here after we can get succeeding movements up here. $28,000 region is the first region we'll probably test. We could really do something like this, guys, where it comes up to test this level here, 40K, rejects it, and then comes right back down to the trend line. We make a double bottom, and then we really go, okay? I think that maybe makes some more sense. And yeah, this could take till the end of the year, which the end of the year it's saying like 12,000, right? Yeah, I don't know about that. It would make a lot of sense for us to do something like this, though. Like make a major run up, come back down to test it, something like that. Losing that long-term channel, man, is really bearish if we do that. Like, I probably wouldn't even consider buying Bitcoin again if we did something like that. Losing the long-term structure like this would be really, really bad. All right? I will check total 2 here. Yep. What I really want to show you guys is total 2 versus total. Okay, this is a chart to look at, man. It is going to break out. It is in a massive bullish rectangle up here. Total 2 breaking out versus total just means that altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin overall. And if we go to the monthly chart, you can clearly see that that's happening right now. Monthly stochastics are pointing up. We're all the way down here on the stochastics, meaning there's lots of movement to come here to the upside once this is going to confirm this month. Okay, I mean, yes, the RSI is still bullish. Okay, we're 65 on the RSI. We're not like overcooked on the RSI, but looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. All right, we'll take a look at ETH. So we've done what looks to be like an 886 fib extension retrace here. I really should be fibbing from this top. Here we go. 38.2% retrace. So anywhere in this zone, in this 618 to the 382, these are bullish reversal zones, okay? And so we got a 382 fib extension reversal here on ETH. And to me, this just does look like, well, here's your supply line, right? And we can draw this from here. This looks like maybe a descending broadening wedge formation. Okay, descending broadening wedges usually break to the upside. And, you know, we could get a pullback after this and then maybe cup out, right? Or we could make a deep pullback, right? Again, it would make a lot of sense for us to touch and test these areas here, especially if the weekly charts are looking good and not exhausted, which they're not. The weekly charts are looking pretty primed for moves up, okay? Low, higher low on the RSI. We got this weekly bullish divergence coming in here. It's looking good. Looking like we're going to get a nice move back up, all right? Especially for ETH. ETH's been outperforming Bitcoin big time. So there's your trend line to watch on the RSI for a break. And we have room to run. I mean, we also have, you can draw another line here. This actually broke out. Look at that, broke out, okay? That's why ETH's been outperforming. We got that break. So now we can run to probably about 41 on the RSI. We got some resistance here looking left, all right? Very nice, very nice. And then we'll look at Glimmer, sure. We'll look at Glimmer. We know we do have a position on that, a long-term swing position that we're in on that. And let's see how this is doing. So yeah, it just looks like we could really get some of these massive retraces. This looks like a big, to me this looks like a big bull flag, all right? And we didn't break the flag, right? We never made any closures below it. And we're just consolidating down here. And the RSI is kind of trending up here. We're sitting now bullish on the daily chart. We go to the weekly. I don't know if we have enough data on the weekly. Yeah, not too much data, but on the weekly chart, we're sitting at 23 on the RSI, man. It's wrecked. Okay. 5-day chart looking like it's in a breakout on the 5-day chart as well. Looks like this thing has lots of room to run. All right. So stay patient, guys. I think we're at some sort of local bottom here. We're going to make this nice move up. We're going to get rejected somewhere, probably in that $28,000 region, and then we're going to probably come back down. That's what it looks like we're going to end up doing, all right? Yep, we will see how the DXY plays and fares with the markets this week. So something to really pay attention to is that right now. It is obviously in bullish territory up here, but we did get this break, and it might back test this area here on the RSI before making its movements back down. All right, and we are showing this bearish divergence here on the weekly chart. So this is still, we still didn't get a cross down on the dollar. All right, so pay attention to that. But we did get a nice break here on Loopring if you guys took this trade. All right, this did break out today about 11% and broke this supply line here, and would make some sense for it to come back down to retest that 45-cent region on a pullback. Why not, after getting a nice candle up here? All right, thank you for the 13 people watching. Appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you guys are enjoying the content. BNB versus BTC is definitely something to pay attention to. It's been making some really bullish moves against Bitcoin. All right, it actually broke out of this big structure here. It is one of the best looking charts versus Bitcoin that there is right now in crypto. So you should watch Binance Coin. It's looking pretty good. It's been outperforming pretty much everything. All right, you guys have any requests, feel free to shoot them in the chat. Take a look at them. Looks like Sushi might make a move, like lots of DeFi stuff. Looks like you can see that this is maybe getting close to this supply line here. Yeah, BNB ETH looks pretty good too, Bobby. All right. BNB ETH looks like maybe a scuffed cup and handle. It's kind of tough to really gauge this one. But yeah, I mean, it's still in a major uptrend versus ETH, right? Doesn't look bad at all. And the monthly chart. Monthly chart just started making positive momentum here, or it's making higher highs on the momentum right now, and you got a nice cross up here last month. I mean, this looks really extremely bullish versus ETH. Okay, and getting another weekly cross up here on the stochastics, implying a further movement to the upside for BNB versus ETH. All right. Closed a nice weekly bullish engulfing candle last week versus ETH. What is that? DPI? Raven Gold DPI. All right, we'll take a look at them. Gold. Clorox. All right, we'll look at Aurochs real fast. I don't know if I have. That's the problem. Is TradingView doesn't have all the chart data on this one. I guess this is pretty good, right? This was this top. Clorox. Get out of here. All right. All right, so we don't have the rest of the chart data, but we know it started somewhere down here. But it's okay. We can chart with what we have here. And it's getting close to supply line, all right? So, and the weekly is nice. It's sitting around 40 on the RSI. Definitely has room to make moves up, all right? Especially if the whole market's going to be moving up. Yeah, I would say that this has room to make a move. Okay. And where is it going to go? Well, you can get some sort of idea here. So $30 is obviously your next real level on the weekly chart. And if you break 30, there's nothing till about 50 bucks, okay? Thanks so much, Ryan. Appreciate that, man. How you doing, brother? Hopefully everything is all is well with you and your family, and All right, so short-term targets, $30 to $45. All right, if we continue this movement up, which it looks like we will. All right, so that's Aurochs, and then we'll look at gold, Raven, and then I don't know if that's DPI or DPL. We'll take a look at it. All right, so gold making a bounce here off these lows. So kind of range bound, right? Just sitting in this range for now. There is some slight hidden bullish divergence on the weekly chart. Stokes are pointing up on the weekly. That's good. You're sitting around 43 on the RSI, so you're sitting neutral. Okay, I mean, not such a strong candle last week, right? Kind of making getting some selling into this resistance here. And yeah, you're right up, butting up against the supply line right now. So let's see if we can. Yeah, I mean, just watch the supply line. If you can break the supply line, you can get back up to the 1800 range. All right. But this big block here is is now going to be acting as lots of resistance. Okay. This area here is now lots of resistance for gold. All right. All right, so that's gold. It's butting up against a resistance right now. You know, got a pullback right here at resistance, and maybe if it holds this area here, it can try to push out of this supply line. But you're right at a major supply line of resistance here. So just see how that kind of fares with the price. If it can make higher lows up here and kind of just curl out, that's going to be good. Then you'll get like a we call this a higher low. Maybe make a higher low, a partial decline, and then it can rally out. Okay. Gold does suck. Not a fan of gold. All right, that's gold though for toe. All right, so that's gold. We'll look at Raven coin. So Raven coin breaking a major supply line, right? We got a nice little rally here from Raven coin. It was up 25, is up 40% since the supply line was breached. Okay, so big stuff just happened there on that chart. And so if we go from swing low to swing high, including the wicks, we're looking at our next real major range here is 7 cents. Okay, it would make a lot of sense that if it does get above this this previous resistance area this resistance area here. I mean, if you look left in the chart, every single time it got above this level, you went on some nice little rallies. Okay, so you get back above this 5 cent region, you could easily get back up to that 7 cent region. We start making higher highs and higher lows. This could be looking like a major, cup structure, right back up eventually to those all-time highs at some point. It could take months, right? Of course. But the weekly charts, I'm sure, are looking pretty good. Got a nice cross up here, starting to make this positive momentum. Stokes are already up here, though. I mean, you do have separation, which is nice, but do note that they're already up here. Okay, so we could hit a major resistance area and then come back down for Raven coin, but did break this. Broke the supply line, man. So that's key, definitely key. All right. So Raven looks pretty good. Like I said, major resistance area right now is right around that 4.7 to 5 cent region, and if you can get above that, you're looking at this next level here around 7 cents, right? And you have a support here from 2 to what looks like 2 to 3 cent region if you are to get a back test. Okay. That was Raven coin. Was that an XRP request? We can look at XRP. I saw DPI. Is that a crypto? DPI. Okay, it looks like a crypto. Not much data on this one, brother. Okay. Lots of volume coming in down here. All right, so that should signal something to you guys. All right, you always want to pay attention to volume. All right. All right, so you're getting pretty close to supply line right here, but volume came in right around these lows, so that tells me that, well, you're probably going to see a further push, right? This looks like a descending broadening formation, which typically breaks to the upside. I'm going to show you guys something that looks similar to this, and you guys can let me know yay or nay. I think for sure it does look like a descending broadening formation there, Crypto Soldier. All right. And these typically break to the upside they break up to the upside about 72% of the time. It looks a lot like this structure right here, right? Like if we put these side by side, it looks pretty good. That looks very close to this structure right here. All right, so really high chance that it breaks out, 72%. All right, and your target would be, I believe, A. A is your target eventually. So this thing can go back up to $450. It might take some time, right? Nothing happens overnight here, but that is the target for this structure. Hopefully you guys are paying attention right now. And then we'll look at Solana, Cardano, and XRP, all right? Bobby, GDX in a squeeze. You're right at resistance areas right now, man. So it literally is kind of a gamble, man. Like, is gold going to rip here? Is it going to get rejected, right? If equities are going up, you would think that gold gets rejected, though, right? It's going to depend a lot on what the DXY is doing, right? Yeah. All right, so XRP, is that what we want to look at? Great, thank you so much, Crypto Soldier. Still in a long-term pennant here for XRP. All right. Last week closing a bullish engulfing candle, showing this divergence on the weekly chart. Looking pretty good, man. Looking pretty good. You start getting back above this 45-cent region, I think you have a strong chance to push back up into this region, right? Haven't done that yet, so just be patient. Kind of pay attention to what's happening at these levels. All right. Cardano we can look at, sure. Kind of got it mapped out already. It looks like if you do get this break, which you did get the break, you could see Cardano test up to 80 cents. Okay. Solana, yeah, sure. Take a look at Solana. We looked at Tether already, brother. Yeah, Sol, like, I don't know, man. It's kind of in a bear flag right now. It doesn't have good fundamentals right now. It did actually break the supply line and back tested it, so we'll see. Obviously, the macro right now is heading back up. But until you actually break on volume, there's no volume here, right? So there's no volume. No volume coming in here, okay? Now that doesn't mean you don't get, it doesn't mean you won't get volume, but you would think that if you broke a supply line, you would see some volume come in, right? See, man, I mean, technically you're outside of this right now. I don't know, I guess you can redraw it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, if it does break up, you are looking at top of the range, which is like 56 bucks. That's looking left here, all right? Here's your squeeze, Bobby. It's in a 3-day squeeze. What's going to happen? Stokes are all the way up here. RSI looks okay, though. RSI is sitting around 43. Weekly is fine, 34. Has room to run up if it's going to run up. Just hasn't seen volume, man. You gotta get volume when you get a break of a supply line. I think September 19th, that's what they were saying. I don't know if that's actually going to hold true, though. Yep, so Solana, probably, if it does break up, we're looking at, like I said, 56 bucks, this region right here. And if you get above 56, you got resistance up here around 77. And I would say that those are your shorter term targets, all right? And then, of course, your major support here around 22. All right, that's Solana. See if you get a breakout this week on Solana. The volume is completely receded, so I would expect something here. But dollar's ripping right now, man. Let's look at the futures, NASDAQ and S&P. Yeah, they're both down right now. That makes sense with the DXY going up right now. Yeah, it's gonna be a big Monday, man. We'll see how this goes. Tether coming up to resistance here. I just don't necessarily like what this is doing. Well, it actually broke this higher low, so that's good. But the monthly and weekly are definitely looking like they're pointing down on the monthly, right? We had this monthly bearish divergence here on Tether, so we'll see if this really does play out. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed the content here. Make sure you guys smash up the like button if you guys haven't done so already. Appreciate the 14 people watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And hopefully this is helpful for you guys. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Fear and Greed Index sitting around 30. So market's still fearful. Alright. That's all I got for you guys tonight, right? The rainbow chart is in the fire sale area. We'll look at like Amazon real fast. Let's see. Take a look at that. I wanted to take a look at Amazon real quick. You're tearful? Yeah. All right, so Amazon approaching a resistance area right here. And, you know, it did pull back a little bit on Friday, but the weekly candle still intact for Amazon. And I would say that this area right here, we're actually coming up to it right now. It's 145 region on Amazon is pretty critical spot. Okay. We just got this cross up here on the weekly. We're just starting to make this positive momentum. We just entered bullish territory on the weekly chart, so that actually looks pretty good. And if we go to like the monthly, I want to actually show you guys something interesting that I had noticed on the 3-month RSI for Amazon. All right, obviously we did get a cross down, which we've never seen on Amazon before since well, I don't know, 2006 or 2007. All right, but the 3-month RSI is pretty interesting. I think I had it on the regular chart. So every single time Amazon came down to this, basically the same RSI, these were the bottoms of the market, right? So the 2000 bubble, all right. The 2008 crash, this was this bottom here, 2008. And we just got a big bounce here in April off this low. All right, just something to pay attention to. Now, I know that this market situation is different, and obviously the inflation is a lot more drastic, and the interest rates are so low right now, and they can continue raising interest rates and continue crashing the market if they want by raising interest rates. So different scenario, I understand that, but just looking at the chart, and it looks pretty interesting that we've done similar thing that we did on the 3-month chart back in during those crashes. So something to take note of. All right, but like I said, we are crossing the 3-month plane down, which is not good. So there could be some more downside. All right, there could be some more downside over the next 3 to 6 months. So something to pay attention to, and I just wanted to show you guys that because Amazon is obviously the leader in the NASDAQ, right? So got to pay attention to that. Go to look at Google real quick. Yeah, I mean, you're in this technical bear flag right now as well, even though you're getting this weekly cross up. Of course. My streams are very, very boring. 45 on the RSI, so obviously still has room to run here on the weekly. And this could very well just break back up if the macro decides that they want to push this back up. But, you know, 3-month chart again. Might be here for the comedy, not the analysis. Yeah, that makes sense. Why would you want to understand this stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, weekly looks okay, or 2-week looks okay. Weekly looks okay too. We're just going to get a nice retrace back up. We'll see if we make higher highs on that retrace, though. That's the whole thing. So we shall see. We shall see. We haven't really tested these lows yet from the swing low. – Yeah, I mean the 4 hour on Google here crossing down to be aware of that, Bobby. Okay. But 3-day and weekly charts kind of superseding that right now, so you know it could just mean we get some sort of pullback here short term, and then maybe it tries to rip out test, you know, that 130 level or something, and then maybe gets rejected there. Got to see how this plays out, or this level right here. All right, that 125 region, pretty critical there for Google. Take a look at Meta. See what this stock is up to. Yeah, I mean we are in some sort of falling wedge structure here. You can see the RSI kind of climbing back up, but the price coming down. So we have a bit of divergence there, and this could resolve itself about 67% of the time back to the upside. This actually looks like a lot better opportunity than Google does in terms of upside. Okay, and at 237 level is what we're looking at here on Facebook. 235 level. Netflix is pretty wrecked. But came into this long-term channel here, and you know, trying to stage some sort of reversal, but it's gonna be running into some resistance levels here. Okay, 242 to 260, where it broke down from. But it would make sense that maybe it goes at least to retest that, or maybe even tries to fill this gap up here. You know, we could get a gap fill and then a retest, or something like that. Yeah, I don't know exactly how it's gonna play out, but something like that. I looked at XLM. No, I have not. Let's take a look at it. Are they doing anything good? Anything good fundamentally there? Haven't heard about XLM in a while, but yeah, this could be a big cup structure, maybe. XL maybe later. XLM maybe later. Yeah. Let's see. So this one like never made a new all-time high. It went to a lower high, 886 fib extension. But you're catching bids down here at this 382 level, and you can kind of see some sort of rounding bottom actioning there. That's good. And you could see some short-term moves up. All right. Could see some short-term moves up here on XLM. And you could trade this to the supply line, all right? So this looks, this does look like some sort of wedge pattern happening here. So that's good. Those are good to see, because these break to the upside about 67% of the time. And the level to really watch for here is this 15-cent region on XLM. And if you do break that, well, you know, you get above this level, you could easily get up to, you know, that 23 to 24 cent region. As your next major level of resistance, all right? But yeah, I mean, this could be, if you get a major reversal here, this could be a major move back up, man. This could be a major move back up for XLM. Long term, of course. Yeah, this weekly chart on XLM looks pretty good, I will say. Getting that cross up there, it's pretty good. Just starting to make this positive momentum. Yep, expect this to go test the supply line region, which is right around that 15-cent region, all right? Whoever asked about XLM. So it looks like it's going to do. Alrighty, guys. Love it when I talk bullish. Yeah, well, I'm just trying to give you guys some insight on what I see on the chart. And the longer term timescales are going to overtake what's happening on the shorter term, right? So we gave this call out on Bancor. If you guys didn't take this one was a good one. It just started breaking its supply line. And yeah, this is looking pretty good, or it's about to break a supply line. All right, coming up to this major resistance level here, if you get a break, you're looking at, yeah, man, maybe $1.20 for this asset. So that looks pretty good. So it's been dumping for quite some time. It's been dumping since March. And you can see the receding volume come in here. You can see maybe that this could be where volume starts to come in on this asset. All right. So something to watch. This one could make a big move. Polkadot, this one's been moving, right? We traded. We actually took an entry around this $6.67 region on Polkadot before it broke out of this wedge, and it looks like it's maybe rounding out here, right? It looks pretty good. Looks like it might go and test that that $10 to $12 region. All right. And you did break this major supply line, so that's really good. And now you're starting to curl back up, right, on Polkadot. All right, so next major target here for DOT is right around that 1275 region. All right. Nice momentum shift happening here on the weekly. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream tonight. Hopefully it was informative. You got something out of it. Make sure you guys smash the like button up on your way out. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And leave a comment, man. We always want to know what you guys think and feel about what we're doing here at STP. If you guys think the content could be better, what should we cover? Any good feedback is great. Of course, you can always join the Discord community. We got lots of things happening in Discord all the time. And that's where you guys can come and hang out with myself and all of our moderators, of course. And yeah, it's good times. Good times. All right, make sure you guys come and hang out. Love to have you. All right, any last requests here before I jump? Make sure you guys let me know real fast. All right. And thanks again for the 10 people watching. Really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Beta coin making a nice break, man. This thing is gonna run. 260 is the next real level here for this asset. Once you get through this little block of resistance here, all right? Yeah, absolutely, Ermith. Absolutely, man. Lots of big setups on these charts, guys. Lots of big setups on these weeklies. Chile's breaking out. ENS has already started its move. Alpha broke out, right, on the weekly. All right. All right. Well, hopefully you guys are enjoying the short clips I've been putting out as well. Make sure you guys comment on those, like those if you like them. Helps get the word out a little bit more. I know lots of folks don't really enjoy the static content, so I've been just doing some TikToks and things like that to get the word out about what I'm seeing on these charts. All right. Thanks so much, guys. I'll catch you guys next week for the next weekly close. And stay tuned, all right? Thank you guys so much.